call to order the regular board meeting, West Valley School District, May 13th, 2026. Like Stephanie, please read the call to order.
Call to order. Citizens may comment on items appearing on the agenda when invited to participate during that agenda item by the board chair. Citizens may comment on items related to school district business not appearing on this agenda during the public comment portion of the meeting. Citizens, after identifying themselves, will proceed to make comments as briefly as the subject permits. Basic rules of decorum are in effect at all times. The chairperson may interrupt or terminate an individual's statement when appropriate, including when statements are out of order, too lengthy, breach personal privacy rights, abusive, obscene, irrelevant, or otherwise improper. The public should realize that this is a trustee business meeting conducted in a public forum.
Thank you. Will stand for the pledge of allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Move on to the consent agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second.
Is there any discussion on that? All right, all in favor of approving the consent agenda? Aye. Opposed? Unanimous. Oh, we get correspondence.
There's no.
No. All right, there's no correspondence, yes, public participation, so we'll go on to informational recognitions and reports. West Valley PTO, any report? Nothing, okay. The teachers organization.
Hear about nothing to report.
Okay, thank you for being here.
Can I like say something real quick?
Sure.
Okay, so you guys let me go to Silverwood and do music in the parks, and I want to show you the trophy we got. We were fourth in a group of 6. However, we got 89 points overall. The third place had 89.75 points.
Oh,
In second place had 90 points.
Oh my God.
So we were 1 point away, like, from that second place.
Oh.
First place was a group from Seattle. They had 94 points. It was, they were hard to beat. But the kids really enjoyed it. Even the students that are hard to please said that was the best field trip they've ever been on. And so I just wanted to say thank you for letting us go.
Oh,
Good job.
thank you.
Thanks for sharing.
That's great, thank you. Okay, the principal's report, we're gonna forego that today with their okay, because we have a long program. So we'll go on. Marcus, do you want to explain the next one, the Gaggle and HEPRA DBPA for student monitoring and filtering?
Yes, so we're currently using a product called Senso. Comments from teachers have been that Senso doesn't have the features that they used to have in Land School. So what I was looking for is a product that would combine features of Land School with features of Senso. So Gaggle and HEPRA are a combined effort where one's the filtering and one's the student monitoring. And it offers a lot of those features that teachers are looking for in their classrooms, such as being able to allow their own sites during their class, create their own blocks for students during class. Those kind of things.
Thank you. All right, and we have that here, so you're just taking care of the paperwork to transfer that over.
Yeah, we're working on a trial right now.
Sure,
So we'll have that DPA in place so that way.
okay, thank you. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, superintendent's report.
All right, so I'm gonna talk mostly about maintenance that we're gonna start seeing here come up once kids leave the building. And I wanted to mention the board is going to do a walkabout at the end of the June meeting. We're gonna, before we adjourn, we'll tell everyone that we're gonna do a walkabout and then go see some of this stuff and where it could be and that type of thing. And come back and adjourn. So the first list we've got is like high priority stuff, medium priority stuff, and then as you know, we can do it, but with the limited staff that we have and materials, it's gonna be kind of high priority stuff first. So we are looking at resealing the asphalt in our main parking lot and the bus area. So that's kind of a high need because it gets used so much. It's not something that our employees are gonna do, but it is something that Phil will have to facilitate and coordinate with our crew out there. We're building an office for the new MTSS coordinator in the middle school, activities director, in the lower commons, and Phil and Tony are gonna build that. So we'll kind of see where that is and some of the plans for that. The other thing we're gonna do is recoat the flooring in the gyms, both the big and the small gym. Bruco came out and did an analysis of our floor and found that the small gym does have some delamination in the seams, and there is some peeling and gaps because there's some movement in it. So they'll repair that. The large gym is in a little bit better shape, but will require some sanding in certain areas because there is a little bit of cooling in that. So they'll send us a schedule of when they're going to be doing it, but typically they do our gym and a lot of the gyms in the area at the same time, end of June, July, when there's nobody here to bother them with that. We're
Is that
gonna,
done yearly?
yeah, they come out and inspect it yearly, and then depending on what they need to do, they send us a contract for that. So the other piece we're gonna have to do, and Phil can start working on this with kids are still here, but we want to kind of wait till as long as we can, is install 3 pressure tanks that went out, or 6. And so we don't want to continue to have pressure on the main pump. So he's gonna, we already ordered them, they're already here, they're just kind of in a holding pattern until Phil can install those pressure tanks. We are gonna remove some carpet in the middle school. Right now, we're looking at room B12. Long-term goal of that is because the carpet is really stained, and it's kind of hard to vacuum and clean. Pulling the carpet just leaves it as concrete, which is if you remember last year, we did that in Esau's room. So we're targeting some more of the high need carpets first, because it's very labor intensive on that. If the glue is really hard to pull up, things like that. But we do have a glue removal component that Phil is looking into to make it a little faster. The elementary playground definitely needs more wood chips yet again. We expect that it's gonna need quite a lot. So we'll get the trucks in. I think Phil said he estimated maybe up to 90 yards of wood chips in there, which would still be about $3,000. So not much. We do get it wholesale from a playground wood chip place. So
Where do the wood chips go?
they turn into dust.
Eat 'em.
They eat dirt. Yeah, they're in Yeah, when the snow comes too, they leave, and then when, Phil plows, there's rain, you'll see them in the drain, things like that. Yeah, kids' shoes, cubbies.
They come to our house.
Come to the house, yeah, and laundry rooms. And then the other piece for that is we're installing snow bars. Some of the parts in the courtyard of the elementary playground where snow tends to kind of fall off. And in the spring, sometimes it gets to be icy hanging over, and there's some, we have to go like knock off the icicles that come down. So we hope that by installing the snow bars, they'll prevent some of that. And it will just kind of melt into the gravel area that the French drain area. We mentioned several meetings ago about the east parking lot that's become disintegrated, and the county said that they wouldn't help out with that. But what we can do with that is use some gravel that we have that's been pushed over here to level out, and then order some gravel from LHC, and Phil can level it out and then compact it down. So Phil and Tony will do that. It'll basically be the minimal cost for any gravel that we might need. And then the tractor costs that Tony and Phil will do. And then if there's time, this is already getting to be a long list, but we're looking at the north wing hallway with replacing some of the tile in that area that's starting to kind of come up. And we would put the same product that we did in the very north wing that we used in the summer last year. That's worked out pretty well. We do have some of that product, but we will need to order some depending on how much they can do with that. it would be a project that they didn't do halfway. They would see if they could do the whole thing before they started. And then that would hopefully alleviate some of the peeling and stuff. That gets used pretty heavily. It's a major corridor for kids and teachers. The other piece we're looking at is starting to put new flooring, hardwood flooring in A12, A11, A7, 8, and 9, which are the rooms off the lunchroom. Because right now it's taking a lot of time for us to wax those because it's tile. And it's just over time, it would be better if we didn't have to do that, to strip it and maintain that. Plus it will provide some noise level reduction. And so hopefully they can do at least one or two. We know how things go though. And so it's not a major priority, but it is something that we will continue to do once we start kind of getting rid of some of our long-term maintenance needs that haven't been done. The other piece is there's trees behind the dumpsters over there that are starting to get in the way of an electrical line. And so we would possibly, either depending on what power company tells us, we could hire an arborist to come remove those trees. Or Bill can also do those in pieces and remove them slowly, but our long term is to remove those trees there because they'll start to be a problem. It's not a major power source for us at all, but we just don't want to get into a situation where we have trees that are going to impede a power line that comes across the road. And then again, the garage door, it does need a door. So we're looking at a non-electric door for that now because an electric door was pretty expensive. It's like over $10,000. So we're looking at a non-electric door for now, and that's going to be about $3,500 to put one of those in. So
We not have power there or what does it cost? So
I really don't know.
Storage are expensive.
Yeah.
They've also gone up significantly.
Yeah.
So Phil can put up that regular one, he can just put that. You
Yeah.
have to pay somebody to put up one of those two, the remote controlled one, the electric doors, I think that has to be done by a pay.
Oh, but yeah.
Yeah,
you mean
so
as a
that
company.
adds a bunch, and if Phil can just put a plain old manual door in.
We have had some theft out of there. It's been, right now it's been limited to gas cans and things like that. So it's not been tremendously expensive for us, but it would be nice to have a door up there, but it's pretty low right now on the priority list.
And you guys did look in Roundup for safety for that, right?
Yeah, they don't.
Okay.
Yeah. Roundup for Safety has made it pretty clear that when we go to them, it has to be directly student related. So like theft and things they said are not covered with that. So, which is probably fair. But they really helped us a lot with our camera system. He covered 10,000 of that, which was huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I have so far for that. So that'll keep us busy. But yeah, when we do our field trip, we'll take a look at some of that stuff.
Sure. Okay, thank you. Go on to action items. All right, acclamation of candidates, 2 people, 1 for each position filed as Board of Trustees candidates. Consideration of approval of Stephanie Hansen for the 3-year term and Mark Denny for the 1-year term as he's filling out another term. So as an action item,
Right,
we need to approve.
right. We need to approve the acclamation of candidates.
Yeah, we need to approve the acclamation of candidates. So Mark, I guess we need to entertain motion.
yeah, I'll make a motion to approve the acclamation of candidates.
Okay. A second. For that.
So then Marcia Stoltis is here to swear them in and swear me in, because apparently that needs to be done every year.
Okay,
And then Marcia can go, and then we'll do the reorganization of the board.
sure, but we have to have we have a motion on the floor, so we'll need to vote.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, we'll get the acclamation of candidates.
Did you second it then?
Yep. Jeff
Jeff
seconded.
made it, we need
I
a
made a
second.
motion.
Okay, I'll second it, but I thought Marilyn, you said second.
Yeah, I thought you seconded
Oh,
it.
I'm sorry.
Too.
I didn't mean to, I can't even do that.
No, you can.
Oh, I
You can make
second,
motions
well,
and second them.
No, I didn't, okay, we got that straight now,
Yep.
Mark? Okay, so Jeff and Stephanie, all right, so is there any discussion? We have that motion on the floor, any discussion? All I can say is we're just glad to have them here, and we're glad we didn't have to go through another election, so. Okay, all those in favor of, Stephanie and Mark for the as candidates and trustees. In, aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay, so that's passed. All right, Marcia.
Okay.
So we'll do that, candidates first and then Maggie? Yes. Okay.
Okay, the part in parentheses is up to you whether you want to read it or not.
Okay.
Okay, right.
Okay. I, Stephanie Hansen, do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Montana, and that I will discharge the duties of my office with fidelity. So help me God.
Again.
Thank you.
Do you have a pen?
I don't.
I do.
There's one. Right there. Yeah. No, it's green. I don't think it's green. I think it's black.
You will sign right here. And then we'll pass this to Marilyn. And then Maggie. Perfect. Thank you.
I, Mark Dennehy, do solemnly swear that I will support, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Montana, and that I will discharge the duties of my office with fidelity. So help me God.
I, Mary Margaret McKay, do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Montana, and that I will discharge the duties of my office with fidelity. So help me God.
And I did. That this was regular board meeting, correct?
Yes.
And there's just the two of us that sign this one.
And do you need?
Yeah, I'll let you keep it, and then if you'll scan and send to me.
I can do that. Thanks so much for coming out.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Marcia.
thank you, Marcia,
Thank
for
you.
coming for it, that's great. We can go on to the next order of business, the board reorganization. So I'll entertain a motion to appoint the board chair.
I'll make a motion to appoint Marilyn Hedstrom as the board chair.
A second.
Is there any discussion? It's this grin like, I can't believe I did that. But, no, I'd be proud to do it if, for another year, so.
Thanks for
Great.
doing it.
Yeah, you're doing a great job, so.
Thank you. You can make this one. Okay, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? See unanimous. Now, we need a motion to appoint the vice chair. Stephanie's been the vice chair for the past couple of years.
I move Stephanie be vice chair.
I'll second.
Okay, is there any discussion? No, I'd just like to say thank you for her doing this job. She's good. She's a good right-hand man, that's for sure. So, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Unanimous. Right. we'll move on. The consideration of all the bills, which maybe that's printed out for us all.
Surcharges started coming down the line, Maggie.
The only ones are on maybe on some activity bus things, which we don't have a lot happening right now, and they might actually be passing some of those on to like the field trips that the teachers are organizing, but that's the only thing we've seen so far.
Move to accept bills.
I'll second it.
Hey, is there any discussion on that? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Unanimous. Consideration of human resources, personnel activity. Looks like we have one
We have one.
resignation here. Stephanie Williams.
Yeah, we know her as Nikki Williams.
Yeah, Nikki. Well, I'll be moving on. Have we started a procedure to replace
Yes,
a
we have.
librarian?
Yep.
That's another kind of a hard position to fill, isn't it?
They certainly can.
I'll make a motion to accept the consideration of the 2025-26 West Valley Personnel Activity Report.
Second.
Is there any more discussion on that? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. Okay, gone to the trustee. Resolution requesting county conduct the elections. Maggie, do you want to explain that?
Yep, we did this last June, but they're actually due by June 1st. And if we want the county to run our elections again next year, we have to fill it out or have to sign the resolution now for next spring's, elections. that might
Potential
come up.
election.
Potential elections, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just a formality and, it's due by June. So it'll be on every May's board agenda.
Make the motion to accept having county run the elections for West Valley.
I'll second.
Is there any further discussion on that? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Unanimous. Consideration of interlocal agreements, with the Evergreen Crossroads. Do we need to separate these, one for Evergreen Crossroads and one for Special Education Co-op? Or can we
I think
put them together?
We can do
we can do both at the same time, I think.
Okay.
How many, I don't know if I saw it in there, how many students?
Right now, we have two at Crossroads.
And this is also just an annual thing that we.
Right,
approve
right.
These.
And we have about 5 or 7, the number sometimes fluctuates for kids, the pre-K kids, that go to Flathead Special Education Co-op.
And that also acts as our special education department as well. So
And the costs associated, is it just A and B, just they get that in a year or more?
Far more.
Yeah.
So, this year, we are paying 106 or 100 and I think $106,000 to Flathead Special Ed Co-op, to cover, I think it was 7 students and, pre-K students. And then, Evergreen Crossroads is about 50,000 for 2. So it kind of depends on some of their needs. The one that fluctuates slightly more is the co-op because like some kids go 2 days a week, some kids go 3 days a week. It depends on their age and what their needs are. I mean, we have, as low as 3 years and up to, we actually had a first grader there last year that had, some severe autism. I think that he was there.
So is there different billing then for each kid specifically for the services that they receive?
No, it's not an itemized billing, but yes, it's a different, they do level it out differently.
And that's another one where there's no question about, there's no options.
Right.
The other option would be to try to do it
Yeah.
in-house and we don't have the
Yeah.
physical room and we don't have the the people, the staff. Mhm.
I'll make a motion to approve the interlocal agreements with Evergreen and Flathead Special Education Co-op.
Second.
Second. Okay, is there any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Unanimous. A consideration of understanding between the West Valley Teachers Association and West Valley District for aligning the payroll cycle with the monthly calendar instead of the 11th of one month through the 10th of the next month. Maggie, you want to explain that kind of briefly? It's
Currently, the way it stands is that, the pay periods start the 11th of one month and end the 10th of the next month. And we're just trying to align it so that they are calendar months. So that, and right now we get paid on the 20th of each month. So what we'll do is do the calendar month and move that payday up to the 15th of each month. There's no financial repercussions or anything like that, but as we look towards moving to a new absence management program from the one we're currently using, they also have a time card portion of it. And that will just make it a lot cleaner and easier so that it talks to our payroll accounting program. So it's just kind of an odd.
The time card, what does that mean?
So right now we're paying $4,800. That was the new renewal for our current absence management program that does not have a time card piece to it. And the way it stands right now is our classified staff go into Black Mountain, which is our payroll accounting, and they fill out a time card there. The piece that is making us look is that when teachers go in to put in their leave, the CBA is at 2-hour increments, and Black Mountain won't do that rounding in the 2-hour increments that we need it. And so then our payroll clerk has to manually adjust it from the front line into payroll. So I'm trying to get rid of any manual adjustments. And so the new one that we're thinking of going with is Red Rover, which the absence management piece is about half of what we're paying right now. But the other thing that they have is that the time card thing is where we would have one computer that people can check in, and it would be classified, not certified. And then, or they could get the app, and if they're on the campus using the IP address, they can log in through their time card, and so or through their app, and so it will keep better track of when people are here versus having them sit down and try to remember a month's worth of time. And that was kind of the impetus as well, as when people would sit down and try to fill out their time cards, because even if we can remind them to do it more than once a month, but they don't do it until it's time to get paid. Then they're like, well, I was off on May 5th. Well, that's actually was last month's time card versus this month's time. So we're just trying to line everything all up so that it matches. And again, I'm just trying to eliminate any potential need for someone to manually manipulate time and leave. So together, those two are the same as renewing the front line, but it will eventually go down because there's a one-time upcharge to help everything get loaded up.
And then does it take care of all their leave?
Yeah.
For teachers?
Yeah.
Or
And so when the teachers, and it allows us to also put different types of leave in. Right now, we're stuck with either sick or personal, and it'll allow us to have, if the teacher has earned a comp day, they'll actually be able to go in and use their comp day. Very similar to what we had at the district, where you could earn comp or lose or use the comp, whereas right now you just have to personal in, and then they would have to go to the payroll clerk and say, hey, I want to use my comp day for this. And so it will adequately reflect it. And then when administrators go to approve the leave, it's going to show their leave, the employees' leave banks. So they'll know if they have it available. It'll also show what they've taken off historically over the course of the year. And it will also show who else is out on that day already. So it'll be a lot more knowledgeable decision-making when it comes time for them to approve leave. Right. So that's where this all stems from. Realigning the payroll is where it all comes from.
Okay, so what we're actually making motion to do is to, align the payroll cycle with the monthly calendar.
Right.
I'll make a motion for the memorandum of understanding with the West Valley Teachers Association to change the payroll cycle.
I'll second.
Okay, is there any further discussion on that? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Unanimous. Okay, so now we go on to the next one, consideration of the 26-27 classified and admin matrix. Richard or Maggie, you wanna explain that?
Sure, so you
Go
had
ahead.
me cut
You
you
go
off.
ahead.
So in the past, when we've had negotiated agreements with the teachers union for a percentage increase, we've given that to classified and the exempt salary members. So this reflects that change in the system.
This has been traditionally done anyway, it's just making it efficient.
Right.
By
Right.
board decision.
And Stephanie and I sat down with these two and looked over the budget in more detail and what this, 3% bump would do, and still looks like next year we'd be comfortably within our, general fund revenues and across all funds. So it looks like we have the ability to do this, and it seems pretty reasonable to match that raise. So.
And I worked it both ways. I worked it off of my offline spreadsheet that has the master spreadsheet, and then I went in and actually went into budget prep within our accounting system and plugged all the numbers in, and that's where within less than 8,000, there was a difference. And that could be just like on my spreadsheet, I didn't have somebody who had insurance, then over the course of the year, they added insurance, because what it does is it feeds into what people currently have right now. So I know someone whose husband lost their insurance, and so they had to come. I didn't have that reflected on my spreadsheet. So that could easily be, and then there's rounding, and stuff. So I feel comfortable that within $8,000 over the course of all the funds, not just the general fund, we both spreadsheets told me the same thing. So.
And with, all of the different matrices, are we still in alignment with the STARS Act and fulfilling as much as we can?
Yeah.
Yes.
Best we
Yeah.
can.
Yeah. So Mark, what we did last year, we looked at what, I would say probably the place, KPS, because that's where we would lose the majority of our staffing to if they were gonna move based on salary. And so we got everybody, our teachers up close to where they are. Yes, we're probably, our CBA might be a little bit behind where they are this year, but, we got to where they were last year. And then, our classified, we got them up to where, KPS is classified, because we were seeing a lot, like having a hard time attracting paras to come work. And then administrative, that was a goal of our board, was to get our administration up to same level as KPS, so that we could keep some stability.
Right. Same people too.
So that's where, and we're maintaining there.
So then the bottom of the salary matrix is high enough to capture all the STAR funds. then?
Yes, in fact, we made sure that, I think it was last year, we got all the way to that year 3, like we're good through the 3rd year of the STARS, without having to make any more bottom line adjustments. So we didn't just shoot for the 41, we went to 43. So.
Yeah, we looked at that last year. So we're good.
So we could entertain motion, yeah, go ahead.
I'll make a motion to approve the 2026-27 classified and admin matrix.
1 second.
Is there any further discussion on that? All those in favor? Opposed? Unanimous. Consideration of the certified renewal list.
I move to accept renewal list of certified staff.
I'll second.
Is there any discussion on that? except to say we're glad to be able to do it.
Impressive list of teachers there.
That's a
The
great,
teachers on
great list of teachers. It's impressive, that's for sure. Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, unanimous. Going to the next one, consideration of the classified renewal list.
I make a motion to approve the classified renewal list.
I'll second.
Is there any discussion? Okay,
Did the same thing. Really impressive list of classified people.
yeah,
Really,
I agree.
yeah, we've got some really good sport people,
we do.
that's for sure. Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Unanimous. Consideration of admin and exempt contracts. Richard or Maggie, you wanna,
So based on the approval of the action item up above of the matrices, these are just the contracts for the administration, which includes Richard's 3-year contract. And then our principal's 1-year contract, Marcus's contract, my contract, and then Emma Johnson, our new MTSS coordinator and AD. These are just the actual contracts. Because
Per the agreement.
per the agreement, for what we just approved. So, and where they fall on their steps and everything, so.
I'll make a motion to approve the admin and exempt contracts.
Who did it? Okay,
I pulled out.
okay,
Right, yeah.
all right.
okay, is there any discussion on that, except to say we're happy to have everyone on board? On this, in this group of contracts too, so, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Unanimous. We'll go on to consideration of adopting changes to policy 2510, which is the school wellness policy.
So this is a direct result of the OPI nutrition audit that we went through a couple meetings ago. And the program narrative was included on that Rachel did for us that talked about, her visit here. And she said some really amazing things about our staff. And I like to, it's a long thing, but to sum it up, it just said that it was the most detailed, organized food service director that she's worked with. So really kudos to Jeff on that. And everyone's doing a great job. Passion, dedication of everyone. And so we're really proud of that team and how they operate and how they work.
Including Aggie, including Ashley and Maggie, the paperwork.
Yep.
Yeah.
Marlene
Yeah.
and Brittany and all the crew there. So with that, however, there were some findings that we need to implement at this board meeting, and so that we can move on with our corrective action plan. And one of the only things that we have to do is change the wording of our policy 2510 to reflect the new policies through MTSBA. So I included the new policy and highlighted some of the changes within that. There were some sections that had some added language, some updated language. It was quite overhauled, as you could see on that if you take a look at it. And then what we'll do, if this is approved, then we can actually change, so then I go in and I change our policy, and then we can run our policy through the standards that they set us, and we can kind of check off, yes, we do those things. But if we do that now, before the policies change, then we'll just have another finding again. So these two action items let us, and as far as 8210 is concerned, it's the same thing. We can approve that, then I can go in and change that, and then we can complete our corrective action plan. So some of the highlights on 8210 are, well, I guess we one at a time.
We need to vote on 2510.
2510 first, but
I'll make the motion to approve the changes to policy 2510.
Second.
Then
Just one question.
Sure.
Did our food service, were they involved in that whole discussion and they were
Yes.
good with it, understood it?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, and they'll be a part of the team moving forward that we have to create. So they'll be directly involved with it, administrators, some teachers, members of the public, and they will be involved too.
Okay. Thanks.
And really, it was just those two policy changes that we had to implement.
Yeah, there was one billing thing.
Yeah, and that's already been
And
done.
that's been changed. And it was simply how we classified our grade levels.
It was how we
Yeah.
classified fifth grade, I think.
Yeah.
So,
Because we have our fifth grade in the middle school,
right,
change that, yeah.
and actually, we weren't having them in the middle school, but we do, they want us. It's just such an odd thing because like financially, as far as A and B goes, and as far as budgeting, seventh and eighth is what makes up middle school. And the A and B is higher, K through fifth, or K through six is considered elementary. But then most middle schools are 6 through 8, and ours is 5th through 8. And so it was how we were categorizing those 5th and 6th graders, as far as OPI goes. Well, OPI wants us to split it K through 4, 5 through 8. So
So very minor.
just remembering all the things.
Yep.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Okay, unanimous. All right, we'll go on to 8210, the procurement for food service changes.
Yeah, so they added some language in their definitions, in the instructions. And we really didn't have any changes on this. We're gonna keep the micro purchase at 10,000. And, select the 50, I circled it on there, 50, and instead of going up to 80, we'll keep it at 50. The next item there, and then going down for the formal purchases greater than 80, we'll keep it at 80. And then we'll decline the options on the optional language in there, which is totally doable, and then ends with the Buy American procedure.
Are those just pretty typical then, Richard? It's just, hey, we're
Yeah.
gonna buy this much milk and we're gonna sign that contract.
Right,
Mhm.
exactly.
So did these changes come through the
Audit.
audit?
Mhm.
It didn't, but because typically we're getting kind of policy changes from
Right.
Kalinga.
Right,
But did we just miss these at some point? in the
No,
past,
so-
or is this
they've
outside of the
they've
scope?
updated what their requirements are.
Yeah, so we get updates
They
from
do,
Calva
yeah.
based on like legislature and all that stuff.
This wasn't necessarily legislature.
Correct,
Mhm.
correct.
Mhm.
Yeah, this was, yeah.
I make a motion to approve procurement for food service changes.
Second?
Is there any further discussion on this? All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. You will go on to consideration of change to dismissal time from 3:17 to 3:15, and then should we mention from 3:12 to 3:10 too? Looks to me, okay,
Right, yeah, we're simply changing the 317 dismissal to a 315 dismissal.
okay.
Because and nothing else changes, I highlight that too, none of the days option, we just felt like it was an unnecessary change because we looked at the numbers again, and we'll have plenty of instructional hours anyway by switching those 2 minutes back to the 315, and since it's the 3:15 dismissal now, then it will just make more sense to parents.
Did we
you-
change
Yeah,
that?
talk from there.
Well, actually, for the middle school, we were under the understanding that the passing minutes didn't count. That we could only count when they came in and as they left. And so I took 12 minutes away from our schedule. But when we went to the Infinite Campus training, OPI was there. Is that where she works? She works at Nicola, yeah.
Mhm.
And she clarified that we could count the passing minutes. So that added an extra 12 minutes every day to the middle school day that I didn't account for
Oh, okay.
prior. So we didn't need those extra 2 minutes. We did when we didn't count the passing minutes in the middle of the day, but we didn't need them. And because it's always the 3:15, decided to go back to it.
Infinite Campus is what we use to report all of that to the state.
Sure.
They directly pull from that, so.
Okay, I just noticed here on the one, we had a 3:12 for the K through third.
It looks 8:15 to 3:10 is what I'm looking at.
Yeah, but see, it's 12 here. Okay, this was the one that they're changing from 17 to 15. And I'm just saying, we should be thankful.
Yeah, because hasn't the out for K through third always been 310 and then 4 through 8's always been 315?
The one I'm looking at, the new one is 310.
Yeah, the
Okay,
one I'm looking
but the
at.
old one says 312. So, I mean, I won't say the old one, the one that we okay, that we have to change here. I think it says 312 for K through.
Yeah, so we try to just go back to the same as what it is
That's
for
right.
elementary and middle school side.
That's right.
Yeah.
But I'm just thinking there's a change there, here. That
Okay.
Change for both.
I just want
Yeah, it was a change for
to
both.
be sure that when we're
Right,
doing
okay.
this, we aren't
Yeah.
gonna have to go back and redo it again.
Yeah, because we just kept that 5 minutes in between consistent. Yeah,
So we
you're
wanna
right.
change that, wanna change them both back.
Yeah, you're
We
right.
wanna go to 310 and 315
Yeah.
from 312 and 317.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's gonna be really confusing to parents to change that.
yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
And that's why if we found out, yeah, if we don't have to keep it consistent.
Okay, so we'll change them. The K through third to 310 and the 4 through 8 to 315.
Someone.
I'll make them.
All right, any more discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, Dane, second,
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
right, all those in favor, or, yeah, no discussion, all those in favor? Aye. There'll be no discussion on that. Okay.
I know, yeah.
Thank you guys.
Pretty
Thank you.
interesting.